Alexander Alekhine sacrifices his queen in this blindfold simultaneous match that he played. So Alekhine is playing with the white pieces here, and Supico, his opponent, is playing with the black pieces here. So this is the Danish gambit on the board, where this pawn is sacrificed and knight captures the pawn back, and bishop comes to b4, winning this knight against the king. So after that, bishop to c4, attacking the f7 square of the black king. Queen comes to e7, and knight jumps to e2, and knight to f6 is played. Actually, it was possible to capture this pawn because this knight here is pinned. So because of that, you can only capture back with your knight over here. But he didn't do that, and now castling happens on the king side, and both the players castles, and bishop now goes to g5, winning this knight against the queen. So the queen moved to e5. Actually, the best move would be to push this pawn here, and once the bishop captures the knight, the queen captures back, and this allows the knight to jump to d5, because once castle, this knight is not winning here, and this knight is attacking the queen, and the queen goes to d6 here, which, and now basically white uh, is already Alekhine is already better in this game right now. So pawn push to e5 is played here. As you can see, this pawn is not supported, but he cannot capture here. To capture here, this knight will capture the bishop. So because of that, queen goes to c5, and rook now comes to c1 here, attacking this queen. So as you can see, this Alekhine is activating and developing his pieces, attacking the queen. This knight is now in the center of the board. The rook is here, creating an extra attack on the queen. So the queen got to move again. It goes to a5 here. So, but the best move would be to attack the knight here, but he didn't do that. So pawn push to a3 is played here. Basically, this bishop here is trapped. It doesn't have anywhere else to go. These squares are taken by the pawn, this by the knight, and only this square is left. You cannot go here, and if you go here, once this pawn is pushed, both these squares, basically it's a um, uh, fork. So you'll be forced to capture here. Actually, that would have been better because you'll be in two pawns in the process. Maybe still one pawn probably with an attack on the queen. So capture of the bishop captures basically the pawn, and the pawn captures back, and pawn push to c6 is made. The better move would be to bring your knight over here. But he didn't go that, which allows the knight to jump to e7 with a check, and the king got to move, and it moved to h8, and now the queen goes to this outpost of this pawn basically, and also supporting the pawn in the process. So queen to d8 is played, and a knight jumps to d4, and after that b6 is played, which is a blunder. The best move would be to push this pawn here, but he didn't go for that. This allows the rook to come up the board to c3, allowing, the idea is to bring the rook into the h file and attack the king here. So c5 is played, attacking the knight, and the knight goes here to d5, and bishop to a6 is played, attacking this unprotected bishop. So here he just plays queen to g6, sacrificing his queen, and also threatening checkmate here. So the idea is that if you capture with the pawn like this, in the next move, the knight will capture this pawn with a check, and the king cannot move here. This bishop, although it's under attack, it's covering this square here. So you got to capture this knight. Once this knight is captured, the rook will play this check like this, basically, or and it's game over because the king don't have anywhere else to go. So if you capture with your other uh, pawn like this, checkmate will happen like this, because there is nothing else to do. Basically, the knight is covering the escape square here. So if you bring your rook over here and try to protect this particular checkmating square, and trying to sacrifice and exchange this knight for this rook for the knight, and still checkmate will happen. It will happen like this. You can sacrifice the queen with a check, and once the king captures, the rook captures with a check, and it's game over because this knight is covering this escape square as well. So because of that, the game is over as soon as he played queen to g6. The opponent Supico resigned the game, and Alekhine won the match. So it's incredible to play such a game when you are blindfolded, and it's blindfold simultaneous. I'm not sure how many players you were playing at the same time, and to do this kind of game when you're blindfolded is truly fantastic, and shows us the kind of player Alekhine is. So that's the game. So thanks for watching. If you haven't followed or subscribed, please do please do so. We'll be back with more such great videos of Alekhine and other great players. We're also launching a free chess course. We'll be launching that soon. So please subscribe for that. You are aware of the same. Thank you.